Hello again and welcome to my creative African cooking channel, Ndudu by Fafa. So today let's bake a gluten-free banana loaf bread cake, whichever way you want to call it. Of course, I'm going to start off with my plain white flour, which is gluten-free. I've added about 200 grams to my bowl, as you can tell. And the next thing is I'm going to add 1 leveled teaspoon of my xanthan gum. Now what xanthan gum does is it helps bind the flour because of course it's gluten-free. Next thing is I've added some baking powder, 1 leveled teaspoonful as well. And my secret ingredient, which is my mixed spice, that's got that clove and pimento base. I've added a little bit of salt to taste and I'm mixing my dry ingredients. Next thing is I'm going to melt some butter and sugar together. This is the no whisking cake. It's bish bash bosh and it gets to the point. I like it. So if you don't have a whisker or you've not even got the time to whisk it, I've got you covered. Absolutely. So I'm going to allow this to melt, and then the next thing is I'm going to tend to my over-ripened banana. So I've got 2 over-ripened bananas here, and I'm just going to take the skin off and I'm going to mash this beautifully as one does. Now if this is your first time, you're welcome. Thank you very much for tuning in, and yes, please don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't done so yet, and the notification button, which means each time I do upload a video you're notified of it and you do not miss a thing. And I don't want to miss you. And to my loyal subscribers, we love you for you. You guys are incredible. Anyway, so back to this. Look at that, the sugar's melted and it just looks beautiful.
Ndudu by Fafa. Koba Ndudu and Yukwelu Fafa. Come on, Ndudu and Fafa. Alaba flavors are all in my bala. Ndudu Vivi.
So now that the sugar has melted, I'm adding my mashed bananas. And of course, I'm going to mix everything together till it's well combined. The next thing I'm going to tackle are my eggs. So I'll be using 2 eggs. Now don't you worry, I'll be leaving all the list of ingredients and measurements on my blog in ndudubyfafa.blogspot.com, so do check it out. Now once your sugar and butter has melted, you need to turn the heat off, because you need it to cool down completely. Now after about 10-15 minutes that should happen, and now I'm adding my vanilla extract. In the absence of that, you can use some nutmeg, but then again you've got the mixed spice, so hey, it's up to you. Next thing is I do add my flour and then mix everything together. Now this would help because if it happens that your mixture is still lukewarm, at least the flour would help reduce that heat, and then you can add your eggs. Now if you add your eggs immediately and it's still hot, you could end up with a scrambled egg, and you do not want that. No. So just follow this process and you are fine. Look how lovely and glossy this is. So of course I'm going to mix everything together till it's well combined. At this point, preheat your oven to 180 degrees and grease your bread tin or your cake tin, whichever tin that you want to use, do so. And I'm just transferring that mixture into my bread tin here. So is it fair to call it the banana bread, banana loaf, banana cake? Anyway, so now what I'm going to do is sprinkle the top with some sugar, because I use less sugar for this recipe. Yes, because usually it will be like about 180, but I only just used about 100 grams of sugar, and it was brown sugar. So after 25 minutes, I took it out of the oven, and then using a skewer I inserted it in, and if it comes out clean, which it did, then it meant that it was okay. All right, now I had to leave this to completely cool because of course it's gluten-free as well, so that it would just bind together and it would rest. So now let's see if this has worked, because it was in the oven at 180 degrees for 25 minutes, and look at my pièce de résistance. It's gluten-free, my dear. I know. It's not any other food though. It's Ndudu by Fafa.
And Yukwelu Fafa. Come on, Ndudu and Fafa. Alaba flavors are all in my bala.
Thank you so much for watching, and my notification gang, we love you. Naturally, I'd leave all the list of ingredients and measurements on my blog, ndudu.fafa.blogspot.com, and also on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as Ndudu by Fafa. So do pass by and say hi. Noel, thank you very much for my theme song, and happy birthday, by the way. And on to my next experience with you gorgeous folks. Please stay safe, take very good care of yourself, boost your immune system. Don't forget to treat yourself once in a while.